Hi my friend, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I am Ishe, and if you're a returner, I love you so much. And if this is your first time seeing this beautiful face, please do not make it your last by clicking that subscribe button. On this channel, I help you on your journey of intentionally becoming her. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing some practical strategies that you can use to make sure that you develop self-discipline and self-control. So, let's just get into it. It's important for us to establish the definitions of self-control and self-discipline. Many people think that these two things are the same, but while they do have closely related concepts, they do also have distinct nuances. Self-control refers to the ability to regulate one's emotions, thoughts, and behaviors in the face of temptations and impulses. It involves resisting short-term desires for long-term goals and aspirations. For example, a person with strong self-control, despite really enjoying junk food, may stop themselves from eating that junk food simply because they understand the negative impact on their health, especially if they're trying to lose weight. Self-discipline, on the other hand, refers to the ability to persist in doing things that may be challenging or unenjoyable but unnecessary for you to achieve certain objectives. It involves taking proactive steps and developing habits that align with one's goals even when motivation is low. For example, a person with strong self-discipline may commit to a workout routine even if they don't feel like exercising. So basically, we can work with this. Self-control is the ability to stop yourself from doing something that you enjoy doing, something that you want to do, simply because you've got the end goal in mind, you've got the bigger picture in mind. And self-discipline, on the other hand, is the ability to do something that you do not want to do, that you do not like doing, simply because you've got the bigger picture in mind, you've got the end goal in mind. The first thing that you have to do for you to develop self-discipline is to shift your identity. This is a concept I picked up from the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. Self-discipline is really all about your identity. I talk more about identity in this video over here, so do go ahead and check it out. Now just imagine someone who's trying to quit drinking and they're offered a beer and they say, "No thanks, I'm trying to quit drinking." Or they say, "No thanks, I don't drink." Do you see the difference in those two responses? When a person says, "I don't drink," it's different from saying, "No thanks, I'm trying to quit drinking." Because saying "I don't drink" shows that you're not just trying to avoid drinking alcohol, but rather you're embodying a new way of life. This mindset is so much more powerful for self-discipline because it aligns your actions with your values. You're not just trying to do something or trying to stop yourself from doing something. You're not just resisting temptation, but rather you're living out who you are. And that's a big game changer. Number 2, the self-love concept. I would like you to think of self-discipline as an act of self-love. Think about it this way. When you're doing things that you're committed to doing, whether or not you feel like it, simply because they benefit you, you are showing your self-love. For example, let's just say you really love your sister and she plays soccer, and she asked you to attend one of her games and you committed to doing it. Now, when the day comes, you don't feel like going there because you really do not like watching soccer. But simply because you committed to doing it and you love your sister and you don't want to let her down, you're going to make your way to the soccer match. That's your way of expressing your love towards your sister. Now think of it now if you start doing the same thing towards yourself. When you commit to doing something, right, and you actually force yourself to do it, whether or not you want to do it, you force yourself to do it simply because you committed to doing it, simply because you value yourself. That is an act of self-love. When you push yourself through the tough times, you're not just ticking boxes, rather you're nurturing your self-growth. Think of this whenever you feel like putting off that task or skipping that workout. Always remember that doing that thing that you committed to doing is an act of self-love. Show yourself that love. Choose to love yourself the way that you would love any other person by doing exactly what you said you would. Number 3, fixate on your why. The reason behind what you're doing is very important. You see, sometimes people get so stuck on motivation, but self-discipline is very important. And for you to be able to be self-disciplined and to continuously do the things that you may not feel like doing, the things that are challenging, you need to constantly remind yourself of the reason why you're actually doing these things. Why do you want to lose weight? Why do you want to get that job? Why do you want to excel in that area? Constantly think of it. If you can, make sure that you put reminders everywhere. Put reminders on your lock screen. Put your reminders on your laptop wallpaper. Put reminders on your mirror. Stick sticky notes everywhere to remind yourself that this is the reason why I'm doing what I have to do. If you don't like waking up, right? When you put your alarm, when you set your alarm, put a reminder there. Put the label with the reminder of why you actually have to wake up early, right? Remind yourself of why you're doing the things that you have to do. And when you don't feel motivated, when you don't feel like doing that particular thing, that reminder will bring it to your mind that this thing is important because of this, and therefore you will act. Number 4, embrace discomfort. Now this one is a tough one, but for you to be self-disciplined, you need to be able to embrace discomfort. You see, self-discipline has absolutely nothing to do with how you feel. In fact, it is acting in spite of how you feel. Regardless of how you feel, you're still going to do that thing. That's self-discipline. You have to learn to do things even when you're uncomfortable and when you simply don't feel like doing it. Growth happens out of your comfort zone. Remember, discomfort is often a sign that you're on the right path. So keep going. Do not quit. Number 5, loss aversion. What do you stand to lose if you don't do this particular thing? Think about the costs of inaction. When you frame it in this way, it becomes a lot easier to push yourself into acting. For example, today, as I record this video, I really did not want to record this video today. Today I just went through a lot. I was doing a lot of things. I got really tired and I just did not feel like recording. But I had to. Why? Because I thought about what it is that I stand to lose if I don't record today. Because tomorrow I'm going to be traveling early in the morning to go to Harare for a meeting. So if I don't record today, that means Wednesday we won't have a video up. And what does that mean? That also means that I will be letting myself down. Number 1, I will be letting you down. Number 2, so that means the trust that I have in myself right now and the trust that you have in me will be broken. Number 3, the algorithm would also see it as if I'm relapsing from the time when I would, be consistent for a while and then suddenly not post anymore. Number 4, this would completely mess up my routine. This would mean that if I didn't record today, I wouldn't have a video to post on Wednesday, and that could potentially mess up my ability to make sure that the vlog on Saturday gets posted. So yeah, I had to force myself because I thought about how much I have to lose, and I really could not afford to disappoint myself, disappoint you, and also risk getting on the bad side of the algorithm. So sometimes it's not just about thinking about what you have to gain if you continuously move forward. Sometimes it also takes you thinking about what it is that you have to lose when you don't move forward. Number 6, understand that self-control is a fruit of the Spirit. You'll find that in Galatians 5 verse 22 to 23, which says, "But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Against such there is no law." So when you understand that self-control is a fruit of the Spirit, you perceive the importance of allowing the Holy Spirit to help you, to strengthen you, to give you counsel when it comes to leaving those things that you want to leave for you to be able to achieve your goals. We said self-control is the ability to not do what you want to do simply because you've got the bigger picture in mind. The Holy Spirit will enable you to not do those things that are pulling you back, those things that are holding you back, those things that are decreasing your ability to hold yourself accountable enough for you to achieve those goals. It takes the work of the Holy Spirit for you to stop yourself from doing the things that you're tempted to doing, the things that you love doing that are not good for you. For you to be able to have self-control and to stop yourself from, prioritizing temporary pleasures at the expense of the bigger picture, you need to allow the Holy Spirit to give you counsel. You need to allow the Holy Spirit to help you and to strengthen you. If you're battling an addiction or you're trying to overcome a bad habit, you really need self-control, and for you to do that, and remember the Holy Spirit lives in you, so allow Him to work in you and through you and for you. Number 7, develop healthy routines. Sometimes for you to be able to practice self-control, you need to be able to develop healthy routines that stop you from getting into those habits that you're trying to break. For example, if you are trying to stop yourself from drinking, right? You're trying to stop yourself from drinking alcohol, and you had the habit of continuously going to clubs, you continuously going to every other party, and at those places, that's where you had, you felt the compulsion to drink. You could decide to say, okay, I am not going to be going to parties, I'm not going to go clubbing. Rather, instead of doing that, what I'm going to do is every time that I feel like, oh, probably it's every Friday night that you'd always go out. Instead of doing that, what you can decide is, I'm going to stay in, I'm going to watch a movie, I'm going to watch a series, I'm going to do this and that. Instead, I'm going to read a book, right? So you're developing new routines that are going to promote these healthy habits that are going to stop you from doing the thing that you want to stop doing, right? In other words, these habits that are going to promote your self-control. Now, what you need to understand is consistency is key here. When you establish a routine that aligns with your goals, you're not just forcing yourself to have self-control, rather you're building a lifestyle. So make those routines part of your life. So because you have to continuously do these things, right? They are routines for a reason. Make sure that you make them enjoyable so that they don't feel like a chore, but rather it's something that you enjoy and they become part of your life. Now that is it, ladies. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please comment down below. Let me know which tip you're going to be practicing. Any other tip that you've got when it comes to mastering self-discipline and self-control, please share it. We want to grow together. Remember, we are on the journey of intentionally becoming her, and if you've got any tip that you're practicing, we would really like to know what that is so that we can also implement it and intentionally become her. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. I can't emphasize this enough. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Bye.